Hey guys, what's going on? It's Cody Sell here. We've done a few videos where we discuss market structure, how it works, and how you can identify and trade using it, but we haven't really looked at where market structure breaks down and presents some issues. So, like every analysis tool that we use in the markets, nothing works 100% on its own, and that's why we use confluence trading. So, what I want to do in this video is prepare you guys for where issues come in the live market. So let's take a look. I've got USD Swiss franc pulled up here, and I just want to give you guys an example of where issues start to come in. So let's do this. Let's start from the left. Okay, you guys can see we are obviously bearish, right? So let's come on down here. We're going to follow structure. And what's going to happen right here? Right here, we're going to see that structure actually breaches. Okay, so when this structure breaches, the first thing we're going to say is, okay, we are bullish now, right, until the low breaks. And the problem with that is that if we take any buys within this area right here, let me go ahead and make it a different color, make it a yellow. If we take any buys in this area once we switch structure, obviously they're going to lose. Okay, so if you drop down to lower time frames or whatever you are implementing this with, they're going to lose. Okay, so then it's down here that we actually go bearish, and that's okay. As you guys are going to see, we maintain structure for a few moves here, and we even maintain it right here through this. And then it's not until down here where we breach again and we go bullish. Okay, so in this instance, there's only a small area on the chart where we are trading with the wrong bias. But what happens when we don't correct fast enough? Let's take a look right here on this move up. So we're obviously bullish structure, right, on the way up. Just going to kind of follow the moves here. And then what happens right here? What happens right here, and you can argue that this might have been a structural update, but regardless of how you do it, when are you going to flip structure with the most confidence? Right when this area right here breaks, right? So now, as soon as this breaches, you're thinking, okay, we are now bearish. And you're going to remain bearish until, most likely, this high breaks. Now, the problem with that is that throughout this entire zone, as you can see, what you really should have been doing is looking for the buy trade. Okay, any buy trades in here should have worked out great, and you're not actually going to go bullish again until price breaches up here. And at that point, you're only in for the very end of the move. And so what ends up happening, and guys, this is actually an area where price is trending pretty well. And I'm going to show you guys here in a second what happens when you get to an area where price is consolidating in a sideways channel. That's where things really start to break down with structure. But anyways, in this area right here, look how much of the market that you are trading with the incorrect bias due to structure. Now, one thing we could say is, well, maybe if we moved structure down and followed it a little closer, we wouldn't have had those issues, right? Like right here, and then we would have gone bullish and we could have stayed bullish, and that's fine. And you can follow structure as closely as you would like, but I'm going to give you guys a fair warning that following structure very closely presents its own issues. Okay, and what happens then when you follow structure too closely to try and avoid trading this entire area incorrectly, what's going to happen is you're going to be faked out a lot more. And really, in the end, it really just offsets itself. So I'm going to pull up another pair here. Let's just pull up maybe, what do you guys think? Maybe let's pull up GJ. Everyone seems to like GJ. I'm not a huge fan of GJ, but let's do it. Let me see here. Okay. So let's say we're trying to use market structure in here to evaluate what's going on, and why don't we just start right in here. Okay, so obviously our structural point was here. Okay, so when this breaches and you begin selling, the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to move your swing right up here, and you're going to remain bearish until these highs break, or we see a continuation past the lows. But we never see a continuation past the lows, so you don't get to bring your structure up, and it remains up here. So what's going to happen is, of course, you can already see this entire time that you were trying to sell, you should have been buying. And that leaves room for a lot of bad trades. Let's see if we can find a really consolidating market here. This looks pretty bad right in here. Okay, here we go. So this is where stuff's really going to start to break down, guys. We have structure right here, and then it gets updated down here. It's going to get updated again, and then right here, I'm going to leave this here. Right here, we're going to switch bullish, okay? And when we do that, and I'm going to use a different color for our next structural point right here. Let's make it red. We're going to move the structure down here, okay? And then we make a new high, so we get to move structure up right here. And then we're going to see what happened. Structure is going to break right here, okay? So we're going to get another break, and then we're going to go bearish. And then we're bearish until these highs break or we see a new low. We're not going to see a new low, so we're going to remain bearish this whole time. And then this breaches. And then we're saying, okay, we're going to start off with structure here. You can make a different color. And then we're going to move it up to about right here. And then we're going to breach here, and we're going to go bearish. And you guys see this is just a giant, this entire time you guys have the wrong bias. Think about it. You were trying to, let me see if I can make this black. Here we go. You guys were buying here when that was actually when the sell started. And then you tried to sell right where the buy started. And then you started to look for sell trades the rest of the time through here, when in reality, price was bullish the entire time, guys. The best buy trade was right down here, right in here. But you know what you kept doing? You kept trying to sell into this, and every single sell trade is going to lose. And then check this out. When you finally do catch on that you are bullish again due to structure, what's going to happen? You're going to start buying, and that was literally the last move of this entire bullish push. So you're probably not even going to have time to get out or really catch many buy trades before you start losing because the trend has changed. But by the time you guys are able to catch on to that, it's too late. So this is just, guys, these are just very small, insignificant examples. I mean, look right here. You know, like and then you really get messed up. You know, and you messed up again and messed up again. And what typically happens, guys, is when you get faked out on structure, it's not just that zone that's going to get you. It's going to be the next three, because you're going to be lagging behind the real market structure at that point for quite a bit. So I encourage you guys to go into your charts and look for where market structure actually leaves you with the wrong bias, or leaves you catching the moves too late to where really all that's left is the reversal. Just so that you guys can kind of see when this works, when it doesn't, and be prepared for that in the live market, so you understand why it's important to implement other things.